We turn to Gabriel Schoenfeld, who specializes in national security issues and is a senior fellow at the Hudson Institute, which is a non-partisan research organization. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
My pleasure.
Well, there certainly seems to be plenty of criticism around the war strategy in terms of whether it should be public or whether this matter should be kept private. What do you make of the criticism? And well, personally, what do you make of this story?
Well, look, two weeks ago, there was a massive leak of this highly sensitive war strategy document that had been prepared by General McChrystal, outlining a very bleak situation in Afghanistan and a course of strategy to counter it and advance American position there. The leak itself has sparked a fairly significant debate. But I don't think the leak itself was the thing that has really catalyzed this debate. It was the fact that Obama has called for a review of a policy that he announced several months earlier.
And are there implications? Is there anything wrong with having this debate in public? I mean, are there other historical examples that you can give us where sensitive strategy like this has been discussed and the government of the day would rather that it was just kept private and only a few individuals got to talk about it?
Well, I think it's inevitable in a democracy like ours that there's going to be a very vigorous public discussion of war strategy. What's different, of course, is when you have a leak of highly sensitive information. We saw this in the Vietnam War period where sensitive documents were put onto the record in an effort to influence the course of government decision-making. And to some extent, we have that here. I mean, somebody in the Pentagon presumably leaked this document. It was an effort to try and perhaps lock President Obama into a particular policy, pressure him, create public constituency for a policy. How that will play out, we don't know, but that's what leaking commonly is.
But is there anything wrong with having that information in the public domain so that we can have a national conversation about it?
Sure, we need to be informed about what our government is doing, but there is a distinction one might draw between the main outlines of a policy and the very close, careful details of a military strategy. I don't think the public really wants to know things that are going to help the adversary, that are going to help the Taliban or help Al-Qaeda fight us. So a leak itself holds the danger that we will tip off our enemies with our plans. Whether this specific leak did that is, I think, questionable.
And do you think that ultimately this debate is going to affect our strategy in Afghanistan?
Well, I think so. I think that no president operates in a political vacuum, and that I'm sure the White House is paying careful attention to the debate. Ultimately, they're going to, I hope, make the decision on its military merits. But they have to also lead the country into the war and maintain public support for the war. If they don't feel they have public support for the war, it's going to certainly influence their course of strategy.
Okay, well, Mr. Schoenfeld, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.